One of the biggest pain points that SharePoint users had for the past 2 decades now is adding metadata to the documents they upload in SharePoint. Now, of course, information managers told them time and time again why it was important and how it could benefit their usage in SharePoint, but they still didn't do it. What if I tell you that there is a way to make both users and information managers happy by letting AI do the hard work? In this video, I'm joined by the amazing Microsoft MVP, Gokan Ozcifci, who will deep dive into Freeform and structured extraction for our SharePoint documents. Gokan, welcome back.
Hey, thank you, Vlad. I just love your introductions. The way on how you explain, and I'm pretty sure all the information managers that are listening to us will say, oh my gosh, Vlad, you're so right. Everyone was, it's so important, but no one really did take care of metadata. And today's video is all about how we can fix this. My name is Gokan Ozcifci. I'm from Brussels, Belgium, and I'm extremely happy to be here to talk about SharePoint Content AI in your videos, Vlad.
This is the 4th episode in our SharePoint Content AI series. So for those of you that have been following the series so far, welcome back. For those of you that it's the first episode you watch, well, welcome. We really hope you're going to enjoy the videos. And after you're done with this one, make sure you check out the episodes before that teach you some of the other features we have in SharePoint Content AI. But now let's get started, Gokan. I've heard structured, unstructured, things like that, but I have no idea what they mean. Well, can you go through that?
Yeah, for sure. We have a bunch of naming for the AI models in SharePoint Content AI, like semi-structured, unstructured, and unstructured. The unstructured is the SharePoint way of doing stuff, and we will see that in another video. But in this video, we will focus our energy into the structured AI models, meaning that the content is on a structured way in our data. Could be semi-structured, could be fully structured, but they have a minimum of structure so we can extract the data from it. Tables is a way, invoices another example, contracts is another example. There is a structure in your content, you can easily pinpoint and get the data out of that structured content. Unstructured, which we will see later, is a way where the data is anywhere. Could be the company name, could be upper left corner, could be down, could be on the 16th page. It all depends where it is. That's what that means. Unstructured, single class. Structured content, free form, or destructured is literally we somehow know where the data is on that side or that side of the store. That means exactly what it is. If I have to deep dive into the structured, well, we use the structured document processing for the structured file formats, forms or invoices, and the biggest thing is that it relies on the AI builder methodology, meaning that we are consuming the knowledge from Power Platform.
Okay.
That also means that we need a subscription in Power Platform. We will see that in a couple of seconds, but that's literally one of the biggest drawbacks, if you ask me, within the structured document processing.
Having to pay for stuff is always the biggest drawback for me in general.
That's for sure. And then we have the Freeform. That's really for the Freeform formats where there is no set of structure, letters, contracts, statement of works. All of that really comes into that. Let's take an example of a contract of 15 pages. Well, that should really go into the Freeform. That also relies on the AI builder. From an end user perspective, if I may be honest, it's exactly the same. Honestly, it's like the same options, the same screens. There is no difference at all when you build those forms. Only thing is, it's up to you to decide, should I go for the free form or for the layout? Because one is better for the other one. Now, when we look to this screen, well, you will see that there is the table between unstructured and structured, and you can always have a look on all the details, but the one thing that is extremely important for the structured document processing is the transactional cost. If you look on the unstructured, well, it's only using the pay-as-you-go model. However, with the structured, you have to add the AI builder credits on top of it. Remember, there is a yearly commitment, if I'm not wrong, on the AI builder credits. And
AI Builder has such a complicated one because sometimes if you have Power Automate Premium licenses or Power Apps Premium, that gives you AI Builder credits. So
Nice.
for some of you, it might even be free if you already have those credits.
There we go. So it brings that extra capability on top of it, but the main advantage is it's extremely easy to use, and I will show that in a couple of seconds. Oh, and by the way, I've run out of slides, and you know I don't like really slides, so let's go into the demo.
Can't wait to see it. Seeing is believing.
There you go. So I have a SharePoint site. Just here, I'm on the left side, I have a document library, and when I go into my document library, on the three dots, I see the classify and extract. And for some reason, it did a refresh. It's okay. It's
SharePoint wanted to make sure it's fresh for you.
There you go. Classify and extract. Here, well, you will see all the available AI models to my document library, which I can click on apply, or you can see if there is any AI model that has been applied to that document library. We have none, so we'll have to create a new one. And you will see here, as I said, you have the Freeform and the structured. From an end user perspective, there is no difference at all. If you can create a Freeform, it's exactly the same as the structured one. So let's go for Freeform, and you click on it. It's going to give you a few examples like, hey, what can this model do? Here is a few examples, and the file types that's supported. PDF files and images, so no Word documents, right?
Okay.
Just to bear in mind, it's really PDF.
No Word documents, no PowerPoint, it's PDF and images.
Yes.
Okay.
Great. If I click on next, well, I have to give it a name. Let's go for Gokan's travel expenses, right? Here under the advanced settings, I can choose for the content type, either create a new one, or I can easily go and select an existing one. From an information architect perspective, this is the best one because it's existing, and you know, the information knowledge managers love them. So
people love content types. People that invested in content types, they love content types.
There you go. And then you can here easily select your sensitivity label as well as the retention policy. I have one here which is called Neoxy, not to be deleted. Well, easily, if you select that, well, your data cannot be deleted anymore in your model. So I'm going to just, you know, click on none just to be sure from a demo perspective, and then click on create. What you will see, and I know you've been working a lot with AI Builder and Power Platform and stuff like that, we will now leave the SharePoint experience and now be actually part of the AI Builder experience.
Let's give it a few seconds.
Probably a bit more because it's the first time. So, oh, now it's finished, and you can see that this is the AI Builder experience. It's completely different from the SharePoint one that we will discuss later on. Here, you have to basically create the information you want to extract. You know, like a text field, a number field, date field, checkbox, or table. I have to be honest, Vlad, with you, I've never used table before. I'm just blank honest, like I'm not even sure why.
So there's some use cases for it.
Probably.
That Microsoft wouldn't have added it.
Probably.
But yeah, maybe now one you will use.
I always use a text field and the number field when I like to extract the information. Let's go for text field. And now it will tell me what would be the name of that thing that you want to extract from your invoice. In my example, if we upload some Uber invoices, let's say we want to go for value or for address. Let's go for address. That's maybe a good one. I'm going to get my address, and I'm going to create another one, which is going to be like, let's say, the destination.
Oh, okay.
Right? Destination. And then click on done. Well, you can add as much as you like, you know, like that will all create columns in your document library and put the extracted data into it. I'll click on next, and here it will ask me if I like to have collections in order to add my invoices. I'm going to create a new collection and call this Uber.
So is a collection like a folder or like a category of invoices, or what is it?
I would define this as a container that will have your invoices into it. So let's say you have multiple invoices from multiple customers, or you have Uber, Lyft. What do we have else as a rideshare app? Or normal taxi, regular. Yeah, and then you can have those collections and put your data into it as per collection.
Okay.
Which will help your AI understand the model and then apply this to your invoices.
Awesome.
So you can have multiple collections in your model, which you don't have that in the SharePoint model, unfortunately. That's something really for the AI Builder one. So I'm going to click on Uber and then click on plus, and then you can see here, well, it asks me to add up to 1 gigabyte of data and add up to 50,000 of pages in total. So that's the maximum.
A lot of Uber invoices.
Well, that's the thing. Like when I have to compare the AI builder models, which is like the Freeform in SharePoint, this is really for extensive stuff. Like I have 1,000, 1,000,000 of invoices. They're all structured. I want to extract the information. That's meant here for. The SharePoint one is another way of doing stuff. We will discuss this, but this is really for my data is structured. I want to grab information from my data, and I have to, and I can go up to a 50,000 page or up to giga.
But you told me up to. Is there a minimum?
Like I always go minimum 5. That's my golden rule. But I don't think
there's no minimum.
We can try it, right? So if I say add a document and go for my device or SharePoint, so if I add one Uber invoice and say upload it, I'm pretty sure that it will say okay and it will let you go. But how good would be your confidence score? I'm not sure about that. So
yeah,
I'm always telling, oh, there we go. It gave me, oh, there you go. It's 5. I didn't know even that. Oh, the reason why I never know this is because I always have a 5. So I've learned something new from that video too.
Microsoft followed your best practice.
No, it's 5. So basically I learned something too. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add all of that just here and then say upload. And you will now see that hopefully that little icon will disappear and I have like 5 documents into my collection. I'll click on next, and now very easy, it's gonna give me previews of all the documents I've uploaded, and then it's gonna ask me to highlight where that info should come from. So we said address, so I click on address here, and I can just then come here and say, okay, you know, here, this is my address, and this is my destination.
Okay.
Right? And I then go on the second one. I'll just come here. This is the address. This is the destination. Click on the third one. This is the address, and this is my destination. And then you have to do that for all the documents you have. As the data is structured, it's always on the same, almost the same place. Here, there you go. Address, and then destination. Fine. Cool. And that's it. Honestly,
that's it.
That's it. Like, upload your files, select the value you want to extract, and click on next. And it will give you a summary, who is the owner, the extraction type, the number of collections you have, the number of data you've uploaded, and the metadata you want to extract. And when you click on train, well, you get this, your model is training. It might take up 20 minutes, up to a few hours. And you know a few hours of Microsoft time means 24 hours, probably, I don't know. But it can take some time.
I think with a few, it's a very wide definition. But, well, Gokan, while we wait, we're currently filming this in Las Vegas at the Microsoft 365 Community Conference between sessions. I think instead of waiting here a few hours, let's go attend a few sessions. And maybe when it's done, we're going to get back together and see if it actually worked, because it just seemed too easy.
It
seemed too easy. Now I cannot wait to see it work. So, you know what? We'll hit pause for now, and then we'll come back when it's done and when we have a few minutes to get it working.
Fantastic.
And we are back. And you're probably thinking, okay, the background looks way different. Well, you know, we're at a conference, everything started happening, things like that. And we never had a chance to sit down in Vegas after the model finished training, but we're in Vienna, both of us together right now, and we're here to finish the video. It did take a few weeks for us to get back together, but it's okay. Let's do it. Gokan, tell me what happened.
Okay, so basically the model took 15 minutes or 20 minutes to train, and then we never had time. Now the model is finished in good and in bad ways. So I'm going to show you in real life what's going to happen if it's bad or it's good. We're going to upload some files and see the results. Vlad, are you ready to see AI Builder in action?
I can't wait. Show me.
So on my screen, you see I have the overview of my model, and I also have the model details. But one thing you see, Vlad, is it's bad, right?
I don't like 60. It's like barely passing score.
I know. And remember what we said. We always want to be here to have like that excellent score in order that model is good or bad. And now you can see it's 60. And here on the right side, I can see it's like poor. The address that we selected in our model for my Uber invoices, well, it's bad, and it gives only 80% on my value. Again,
it's not always perfect, right? Sometimes you got to play with it. You got to try new things. It won't always just work.
Absolutely. And the only way on how you can do that is either here. Well, what you need to know first before going to modifying the model is when we finished this, we had to train that. And that's the reason why it took time, and then applying to our document library. Now, if you want to modify it, well, you have to go within Power Apps or within Power Automate. And then under the AI Hub, well, you will see that you have your model just here, which is trained. Well, you can easily just click on your model and then modify that model and make it, better by just clicking on editing the model. You can add more files, you can add some more values, you can make sure that you select the correct and maybe not skip some parts of the text, like classic modifying stuff. But that's how you do it. And again, try to be minimum between 95 and 100%. Within SharePoint, well, you can see the model details. You can even from SharePoint make some quick tests before going
Let's see. Now, I know this is not perfect, but let's still test it. I want to see what happens.
Just want to show some more things
okay,
here.
Sorry, I got too excited.
No worries. Here under the model details, you can add more description. And here, add some sensitive labels if you did not add while we did that. It's all possible just here. One final thing before, you can always add that model to multiple libraries within your site. So it's not only for that specific. Okay, now here is the document library and you can see it. I have my Uber view here with all the process, the status and so on. So let me now come here and then add a bunch of those invoices that we have been using to see if it will be able to extract the value and then the address. And hopefully within a couple of seconds, once the AI builder will kick in, we will get the value. So
it did a small warning at the top saying, and it was there for like a second only.
Yes.
Say like, hey, we're analyzing your file. It will take some time.
Absolutely.
But
so 60, it's a bad score. But does that mean it will or it will not extract? Well,
one way to find out.
Yes, probably. But it just means that it will extract, but some documents, like my invoices, they're always all structured and almost the same. But if you have like structured documents, but on multiple pages, different texts, different layouts, then it might fail. So I'm pretty confident even with 60, I'm pretty sure that within a couple of seconds, we will have those values filled in. So we just have to wait.
We'll pause the recording again, but this time, I'm not letting Gokan go anymore. He has to sit down until this finishes. This way it doesn't take us another 2 weeks to get it. So we'll be back in 1 second.
And now we have to wait.
There we go.
1 second. We don't even have to cut the video, right? It's just here.
That's the demo. That's the demo effect. We don't even need to cut it.
And now you can see it's extracted the values.
It did good.
It did a phenomenal job. And I'm telling you, it all depends on the input of the content, like how big your file is, where exactly the location and the value is. And you can see my AI builder did a phenomenal job. It's because it's almost the same files. But if you have different files, different layout, different text, it might fail. Why? Easily because it's getting a 60% as an average score, which is poor. So that's it for the AI builder, the structured document processing model. We will see in the next videos on how we can go with pre-builds, and we can go with autofill, which you're going to talk about that, Vlad, which is like a way different manner of thinking, of doing stuff, which is like way easier than what we're going to see here. So that's all I had to show you about the models, about the percentages, the scores, and how it was to get that value from AI Builder.
Gokan, thank you so much. This was amazing. I learned a lot, and I also learned that this isn't the Microsoft keynote. It's not always a perfect score every single time. But for all of you, if you have enjoyed this video, check out your screen right now, because you're going to see the next video in your series appear, in which Gokan shows us even more ways that we can use models to extract information from SharePoint and fill that metadata. Make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you in the next one.